Good evening, masculine enjoyers. I hope you're doing all right. So it's a fair bit late on the 7th of January. I'm here with my chat, Twitch, YouTube. Feel free to say hello on the video right now. So basically, I've been keeping track of the likes of the Rust economy as I normally would, and I've been screaming and shouting about the skins non-stop. Well, things have been a bit damp, I guess you could say, a bit toned down, because this post-Christmas hasn't been insane. I'm using my words wisely here. Now, over the course of this video, we're going to be talking about what's basically happened with the January force wipe. And since then, have things improved? Have things changed? Has anything interesting been going on? And are there answers in regards to the slow start? So, shall we get into it? If you look over to here, with the amount of money, the growth in terms of my accounts, of the money they have on their, in each one, Steam Wallet and whatnot, you might notice that, oh, okay, we've made a minor improvement. Well, there's one thing I also have to point out. I've been making some purchases. With the recent Rust stores that we've had some very interesting skins such as the Legacy Kevlar collection. And with the current position of the Legacy Kevlar kilt last week, I thought I really got to get involved in this. And I bought 250 Legacy Kevlar kilts and 50 bombshell sheet metal doors from the previous Rust store, and I must have spent about almost $800. So let me just point that out. I've spent a lot of money. But if you were to look at that, you might not even notice it. It's like, oh, just a normal bit of money on there. No. At one point, for example, this account here had only £100. But I have made sales. And as you can see, I've regained a lot of money. Now, just to give you a little good insight in regards to that, I took a screenshot in the over here. I posted this to my Discord server earlier. But yeah, if you look at all the listing times... Oh, sorry. If you look at... if you look at all the listing times, 7th of January, 7th of January, 7th of January, 7th of January, sold on the day of January 7, January 7, January 7. So basically, I listed it and sold it on the same day. I have sold hundreds of skins. It is not hard to sell skins right now. The only problem is that skins aren't exactly selling for insane prices. Yes, that is the case. So last night, or well, yesterday, I did do my 48-hour analysis. I talked about all the skins in Rust store, but I also talked about the current situation in regards to the Rust economy, the Steam market and whatnot. And my conclusion is that it's not terrible. It's not bad. Right now, it's not absolutely awful. Absolutely awful was a couple months ago during the likes of the autumn fall season, during October time. Prices were awful then. They dropped down bad. That's awful. That's terrible. But we're not like that at the moment. But we're also not like all the previous post-Christmases from the past. Last year, in early January 2023, prices for all skins were going up insanely. They were going crazy. I gave a good visual of this earlier. So if I just hop out of here and go over to here and look at the likes of this high quality crate, I just wanted to give you a nice visual in regards to the difference between last year and this year. Looking at the past with the sales history, I want to showcase this period of time here and up to now. So for what you see here, this was in the lead up to post-Christmas last year. So this is autumn fall season 2022, and as you can see, it's not doing super great. Price has gone down, but then as we get close to the likes of post-Christmas, I'm saying December rolling into January, you can see there's a nice sharp rise here. Look at that. So in short, the price at its lowest here, selling for about $4. The price it sells here during February of all things, $5.50. So it increased very nicely. Not insanely, but very notable. But since that specific point, this is the state of what the high quality crate is looking like. It's just been going down. It went up a bit during the summer, but during the autumn fall season, down, 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 down. Now, if you are well aware, these loot boxes are a good indicator for the current state of things in regards to the economy. If they're doing very good, that means the skins are doing very good. Now, as time has gone on, it's actually been a lot easier to acquire all the resources, like the components and whatnot, such as the wood and the cloth and whatnot, and the metal, to be able to build these up. So it is a lot cheaper now to produce these, and well, that's also an indicator in regards to how it's a lot easier to see these going down in price. But yeah, just to give you a nice little insight, what I'm referring to is the likes of that, like wood right there. If you break down a deplorable, you get wood. If you break down a piece of clothing armor, you get cloth. And if you break down a weapon, you get metal. They've been easier to get a hold of. But in short, from what you just saw there with the high quality crate, prices have just been going down. And, well, across the board, many skins did go up by default, at least. So we mentioned Kiss AR like just a good week or so ago. Like it was December 26th. I instantly saw this had been bought out. It has managed to retain a decent price. It's been sitting around $5 for a very long time. But this is another state of things with a lot of skins. They started off very well towards the end of December, but then they just kind of stagnated and stopped. Now, a good day or so ago, especially when I was sitting here with my chat, we saw the likes of the past. We looked at the likes of the Whiteout Hoodie, for example, where last year it rose up very quickly during the likes of the end of the month for December, but then it paused for a bit, but then it started to go back up in price. So this was kind of a cope. I'm going to be brutally honest with you, it was pretty much a cope. So just get a good look at the skin first of all. It's currently sitting here at just under $11. It's very thin and very well spread out in terms of the listings. There's no big, fat, major quantities to cause that to go down in price. And then we should also incorporate the idea of, we've been seeing a lot of people playing the game. Ever since the January Force wipe, which had over 190,000 people playing, the next few days, 170,000 each, 170,000 each, and now for a Sunday, 160,000. That right there is still a very, very, very good number to see. It was still very ridiculous. For a Sunday night, Sunday evening, depending where you are in the world, that was very good. But we aren't seeing the growth in the prices and whatnot. So from what you can see here, literally post-Christmas just starts, peaks up very nicely, but then stagnates, and now it's even starting to drop off a fair bit. Why? I don't know. But look at last year, and what did we see for post-Christmas last year? It kicks off very nicely at the very beginning of the post-Christmas, so Christmas has started / just ended, kicks off, stagnates for a bit, then goes up even higher later towards the end of the month. But is that going to happen still for us? I don't know. It's so incredibly awkward. And overall, I can't seem to figure out the true answer or reason as to why this has happened, because a lot of skins did initially go up, but then they just didn't go anywhere else. Why is this? We don't know. Chat, feel free to offer your opinions. We've discussed Twitch drops. We've discussed far too many people investing into skins. We've discussed too many options for skins. Like every single week we're getting more and more and more and more and more skins being added. Someone earlier mentioned, there's going to be too many budget blackout options and budget forest radius options and budget whiteout options eventually, and they're all going to suffer. And in theory, yeah, that could actually happen, but there isn't really that many alternative Forest Raiders options and alternative blackout options and alternative whiteout options. Across the board, it's just not doing good. So, hello Terry, I'm actually talking about that right now, sit back and relax. It's just not making sense. So for the numbers that we're seeing right now, just to give you a nice comparison, last year, we didn't have this amount, especially at kind of this point, but we still had tons of people jumping in and buying every single skin and prices going up and everything was doing ridiculous. We have better numbers now, but we're not seeing the actual buying in terms of prices going up. I just don't know. We've had a very, very good start to this month, but we're not seeing the good result. So once again, I must reiterate, to sell your skins, in fact, I have it on this account right here. Look at this. Thanks to my extension, Steam Inventory Helper, I'm able to show you 100 sales I've done recently, like this, and all listed on the 7th of January, all bought on the 7th of January. Very easy to sell skins right now, but they're just not selling for insane prices. My conclusion with the 48 analysis was, prices aren't insane, but we're not suffering right now. It's not a bad time, but it just looks like we're just kind of normal. Yeah, we haven't seen the insane price jumps, but we are seeing the sales happening, but they're not really going anywhere. So the default answer is everything is just normal. That's it. And that's very strange because it's never been like this before. For an early January. Every other post-Christmas has been wonderful. Every other post-Christmas, everything got bought out. Prices go insane. New all-time highs and whatnot. We did see some all-time highs happen with like the meta skins, Whiteout collection, for example, but then they all stopped. That's never happened before in any other instance. So, yeah. Is it the end? No. We still have the rest of the month. And I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if this does persist with a decent amount of players playing throughout all the month. But where's the money? Where's the big fat profits? Well, at the end of the day, if you bought these skins at a very reasonable price, you're still making a profit like I am. Like, I am still making profits. I would have liked more profits. I would have liked better profits. I would have liked better sales. I would have liked insane prices. But they're not here. So I would like to figure all of this out. But at the current time, I don't have a definitive answer. So if you have been waiting out, hoping that prices would improve at some point, you could still do that if you so wish. But even I've started to sell now. And again, I'm not selling in ridiculous amounts. As you go back over to here and see for yourself, I'm making sure I'm only listing in batches of up to 5, and they sold very nicely, and the price wasn't negatively affected by that and whatnot. I'm smart with this. I've been doing it for several years. But it's just this year where we've noticed problems. It's just this year where things have been incredibly tame. And I've even tweeted this out earlier. In fact, I could quickly show that. So that's the TikTok. Oops. Yeah. Here we are. So I even made a point of it. Today, I've been listing skins and they've been selling perfectly fine with ease. It's just they're not selling for insane prices. And I hope people are aware, because like this isn't suffering. We've endured suffering recently. But I guess you could say it's suffering because we're not selling them for a very high price. So, yeah. Chat, YouTube, Twitch, any answers? What do you reckon? This year you got a lot of your mates to invest. There's just a lot more people who sell. Not really, because, okay, I could look at certain skins right now and I'll point out to you that everything is spread out. Like, the amount of, like, listings aren't really causing problems. I'll go over to here, for example. Like, do we have any big fat quantity wars, is the point I'm trying to get across. Redemption MP5. You came out early this year, sold a lot. And, well, by default, a lot of people look at this and think, oh, wow, 222 quantity. That's potentially a problem. Well, with Steam Inventory Helper, I can see more orders, and I'm going to go do that. Do I see any big fat quantities? Not really. You got an 11 there. That's not that much. Scroll down. As you can see, it's all spread out. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 7, 2, 2, 5, 4, 12. Again, it's a bit much, but not exactly an insane big fat quantity wall. Do you understand what I mean? It's all thin. It's all spread out. If there were to be purchases, it would climb up fairly easily. But, yeah. And then, as you can see, there's an 85 right there at the very tippy top of prices. So, loads of listings above a certain point. But, yeah, where's the climb of price? And we'll scroll down a little bit. What do we see with the price history? Well, initially, went up and went down a bit, stagnated. Now it's starting to trend down. And why? We don't know. We don't know. Do you know what would be a good one to look up? Blackout MP5. Now, Blackout MP5 had a bit of a funny year previously because it had TikTok videos made about it. But I guess we could still see like the reaction of post-Christmas from last year. Just know that the price difference, as you can see, we have that. But we can still see this. We can still see this. So lowest point around here, climbs up. Then you see the initial jump, stagnates for a bit, but still climbs up a fair bit. So, yeah, it didn't go up insanely in price, but you can still see it still went up. Now, it stagnates for how long? Up until the end of the first week. So, are we still expecting that we likely are just going through that first week still? So, it's been trending upwards ever so nice, and it stops for a fair bit. But is it from now on? Is it from now on into the second week of January and into the third week of January? Is that where we will now see the likes of prices going up? I don't know. Have I overreacted? I hope not, but I haven't really been overreacting. I've just been looking and analysing and trying my best to figure out what's going on with everything. Monuments, glass, garage door. I've sold a batch of you recently. How thin are you at the moment? So you're now sitting here at $2.20. Look at the listings overall. No big fat quantities. No issues. I scroll down. It could easily go up in price. Sales history. What have we seen? It's been going up in price quite nicely. It was trending upwards quite nicely too. Technically speaking, that's still climbing. Some skins are like this. I will point this out. Some skins are actually technically still climbing a fair bit, just not by much. That's the issue. But I could sit here and say, how many garage doors do we have accepted back in 2023? Well, if I just go to the previous week, This is a bit of an alarming thing to see because, well, last year with the garage doors, in terms of the skins, we had 28 given to us. And the year before that, we had 28 given to us. Is it a matter of far too many options for all items? Like, instead of everybody wanting to buy that specific skin, there's more options and people are kind of spread out, and well, prices don't really climb that much because there's no one go-to skin anymore. There's like 5 potentially. It's awkward. It's so awkward. There's so many things that could be the answer, or is it simply a case of it's an amalgamation of all of those small little issues that are built up to become this problem? Again, if you're currently watching this on YouTube, feel free to comment. Go below. Say what you think. Overall, not bad. But overall, not insane. It's just normal. So we haven't seen the glorious, massively lovely to see like price increases, but it's still not a hard time to sell. So that's the answer. That is the conclusion to this. It's just not following what expectations were. And even if this player count stays strongly, what are we going to see next? Because it worked out very nicely last year, especially with what happened. Post-Christmas was so strong last year that skin prices kept rising up, rolling into February time. And there was many instances in which many skins actually peaked in price at some point during February 2023. All right? Are we just being incredibly slow? Are we actually going to see prices rise up towards the end of this month? Don't know. I'd like to see it happen. Because, I must repeat one more time, the player count has been strong. And it has been steady. And it has been much better than I was anticipating. But where's the money? Is the current state of the world with the cost of living crisis affecting everyone? And they're like, I just can't really do anything. I can't say anything. I don't know. So, yeah. Too many people trading skins. It's too many skins, too many drops. People are insecure because of Rust 2. There is no Rust 2. That's the thing. Why do people keep assuming that's a thing? Facepunch isn't a big company. They're working on Sandbox at the moment. They do not have enough people to do 2 games at the same time. That's not happening. I'm so surprised people still assume that's a thing. Gary said it in passing. Not literal, but metaphorical. If I were ever to go ahead and make Rust 2, I sure as hell won't be using Unity. That's how he said it. But so many people took it at face value and assumed, oh, we're getting Rust 2, we're getting Rust 2, oh my god. No, we're not. And if there were to be a Rust 2 being made, you're not getting that for years. It's not just going to magically happen. No. Did you not see how the lifespan from the original Rust to the current Rust here 10 years later? Do you not realise how long that took? It's not just going to magically appear. No. So no, that whole worrying about Rust 2 is not going to happen. Yeah, I know. He probably is trolling, but I do get a lot of people turning up and assuming that's still a thing. That's the silly thing. So, yeah. All we can do is just watch. Well, I mean, you can sell if you really, really want to. But if this is the current state of things now, during what was the expected best time to sell, what's it going to look like during the summer? What's it going to look like during spring? See, that's going to be something. Springtime, we were expecting prices to go down. Technically speaking, quite a considerable amount of skins at the moment are already going down. And it's the beginning of January still. Well, I mean, it's midnight now. It's the 8th of January. Wow. Tempered Thompson's always been a good skin to look at. Why? Because so many of these were bought during the early parts of 2021. That was the offline TV era. When this came out in the Rust store, 90,000 of them were bought. But it's such an in-demand skin that when loads of people play the game and whatnot, the price goes up. And when they all disappear, they unload their stock and price goes down. It's a very good skin to look at to get a good idea of the economy with like the Rust and whatnot. Is it doing good at the moment? Well, we'll go see. So you can see it as peaking up and it starts to go down. But if you look at the state of things over the course of the whole year, look how high post-Christmas was for the Tempered Thompson last year. Look at that. Very low here at the end of October. Rises up ever so nice to here. But with how things played out during 2023... get a good look at that. Autumn fall seasonal dip, very low. But we climbed out of that. That's the thing we have to point out. Maybe the autumn fall seasonal dip was too strong with prices going down, and it was so low that even though we've rose back up, we got out of it, because it was so low, the rising back up just wasn't that strong in terms of it doesn't appear to be that strong compared to where we were before. It's so awkward. It's so awkward. But that would also be another contributing factor in regards to why things don't appear to be doing as well as we thought we would, or thought it would. So yeah, it's just not good. But it's better. Oh yeah, it's better. Like I said, if you actually took part in buying skins around this point, you've basically doubled your money. There you go. A lot of people would have worked out very nicely there. But I thought we'll potentially go up to around here again. Not like all the way up there, but maybe at least here. At least here. That would have been nice. That would have been cool. And we do have more people playing currently right now compared to then. So what's going on? Do you understand the weird mystery of all of this? Do you understand how it just doesn't really make any sense? I don't know. Most skins haven't doubled. If you look from the early parts of October to what we've seen towards the end of December, there are quite a lot of instances that has been like that. Where it's just gone from here to here. So yeah, don't make sense. Sorry for kind of rambling, but I feel like I've pointed it out more than enough now. So overall, if you want to sell now, by all means, I'm doing it too. But just be careful. Don't unload everything all in one go. Go take a look at the likes of the comics Hoodie, for example, and you'll realise how one person kind of just screwed up everything, and it caused loads of other people to panic. So when you take a look at the likes of this comics Hoodie right now, a good week or so ago, this was selling for up to $4. It was going above $4 at one point as well. But what happened was, you might notice it, big fat quantities started to appear. So let's just go back to the past, look at the sales history. You can see it was rising up ever so nice since October time, which we just talked about. From here to here, comfortably doubled in price. But what happened? Well, it reached up to $4. So let's go see the $4 point. I wonder what happened. Oh yeah, someone got lazy and listed 53 quantity. So by doing that, it stopped the momentum, killed off the momentum, and then other people decided, well, it's not going up anymore. I guess I'll list mine. And then people started to undercut each other, and undercut each other, and undercut each other. Some people decided to panic and unload their stock. More undercutting. Other people noticed things were going a bit awry, so they unloaded all of their quantity and their stock and whatnot. Panic selling, panic selling. So yeah, all because one person decided, I can't be bothered to list these in small batches. I'll just unload everything all at once. Well, there you go. Now it's ruined. Oh dear. So that could have been nice, but nope. Nope. Nope, not happening. So, yeah. But not every single skin is like that. The vast majority are very thin, like what we saw a little bit earlier. So, the push through with all the sales just isn't happening for everything. If you have a solid answer as to why, I'm more than happy to listen in. Alright? So, I've already spoken to you, my Twitch chat and my YouTube stream chat, but it's the YouTube video commenters now. What do you think? And I must reiterate once more, it's not a terrible time. It's not an insane time. It's just normal. And that's all we have at the moment. And that's not exactly fun. It's just normal. And that's it. That's the answer. So I will be keeping track of everything still. I will be keeping check in all the skins and whatnot. I'll be keeping check with the likes of the player counts. But, yeah, I think this is still going to be fairly steady. I think it's going to be... You know what? I wouldn't be surprised. Looking at how things have been recently, I think we're going to comfortably do over 100,000 average player count. But I just don't think the skin price is going to change that much. I do hope, as of next week, things change. I would like to sell my skins for a better price. I hope for it. But, yeah, it's just not exactly happening right now. Mr. Boss, what to buy? No, mate, no. You've appeared at the worst possible time to ask that. Oh, God. Oh, dear. So, in regards to that whole thing that we just talked about, I feel like that's probably a good end point. So, yeah. Again, what do you think? Feel free to go ahead and comment and say what you truly think, because we're going to have to read through all of that and get a good idea. And like I said, I will be keeping track of all of this, and I will be trying to figure out over the course of what's happened and try and figure out a good answer. Because if we can find that out, we can try our best to avoid that problem. But, yeah, that's it. That's the current position with post-Christmas 2024. And I do worry from here and now, are we going to see the exact same thing happening in the future with the summertime and post-Christmas 2025 and every other year. Oh, God. Well, got to figure this out, haven't we? So that's it. All right, so yeah.